The African diaspora is an all-inclusive concept involving the migration and dispersal of people of African origin within Africa and on other continents of the world. According to the World Bank, there are over 39 million Africans in North America, 113 million in Latin America, 13.6 million in the Caribbean, and 3.5 million in Europe. These Africans are well educated and professional in different fields, and together they send 40 billion US dollars in remittance to Africa every year. In his remarks, the chairman, who is the executive secretary, Third Fund, Professor Suleiman Bogoro, stressed the need for more focus on Africans in diaspora.
I see diaspora as a very vital capital. Imagine from our home grounds in Africa, our various countries, going for greener pasture for whatever reason. Well, we welcome it, just like we have other nationals in different parts of the world that come to Nigeria, and of course other African countries. But the focus is about our citizens in Africa that go out to other parts of the world. Let me say something. I would rather start with the positive, then we can ponder over some negatives that have emerged lately. The positive is this. Today in the United Kingdom, Africans are noted to have to be rated as some of the most educated in the United Kingdom. I'm saying this as a matter of fact. I still remember when I was running on my PhD in the UK at the Cambridge. We went for a function and there were statistics reeled out. Believe me, Africans overall were said to be, as a cluster, one of the most educated, with PhDs, professors, and all that. To me, that is very positive.
According to him, we cannot continue to admire other nations, but we can correct it. In an interview with the Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Abdallah Adamu said there is need for more orientation given to Nigerian youth so as to represent the image of the country in and out rightly.
The purpose of this conference is bring our heads together to see how we can synthesize our people going out of the country to represent Nigeria more properly, more effectively, so that people don't have a negative impression of Nigeria anymore.
In a brief citation of the keynote speaker, Professor David Wilson, by Professor Olufue, he affirmed that the conference is both timely and topical and is expected to produce a document of well-researched papers on the role, new strategies, and suggested policy reforms to stimulate linkages between Africans and Africans in diaspora and their participation in social, political, and economic development of the mother Africa, and also called for the promotion of Africans in diaspora to unite in a positive way that will bring development to the continent.
I suggest that we unite, that we lock arms, that we move forward in unison in every way possible to promote the development of Africa and the African diaspora on our own terms and not allow others to image us or to imagine us for their future. For far too long, we have allowed our detractors around the world, for far too long, to define us and then to build boundaries which they have constructed to confine us. It's time for us, in my view, to break free from these barriers and in unison with one another, map out a future that serves us best on the continent of Africa and throughout the diaspora.
The chairman organizing committee, Professor Hakim Tijani, in an interview said Africa, with its growing young population and the increasing challenges of financing sustainable development, needs to establish linkages with its diaspora for new strategies and innovative ways for financing sustainable development.
And I know with my interaction with the CEO of that commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri, and other officials, I know they are working hard to ensure that not only these bad eggs or bad incidents will be taken care of, but also the fact that we must begin to project, other images. We have so many things going on that are good, but a tiny, debt can